Okay, so we had some questions on how to do Discharge Pantone color matching on our Facebook channel, so we're going to go over that now. We're using the Ryonet Discharge base. This is a Discharge base that is a clear base available from Ryonet. We're also using some Ryonet White Discharge, which is a pre-mixed white pigmented discharge, nice and opaque. We're going to show you the uses from that when you're Pantone matching. And we're going to be using the Matsui 301 PC pigments this time, along with Ryonet's Discharge agent. So those are the products that we're going to be using. The shirt that we're going to be doing, we've done in class the last 6 times. It's one of my favorite movies. It's the movie Drive. And here's the finished result. We took this from a movie poster off the internet. So we took it into Photoshop, and we're going to pull up the color wheel right now and find out our Pantone color. So what we've done is we've clicked on the color wheel in Photoshop, then we've gone to the color there, which pulls up our standard, color picker Photoshop color. We're going to go to color libraries, and we're going to change this to Pantone solid coated. Whenever you're mixing, you're going to mix with Pantone solid coated colors. So that gives us Pantone 7432. We're going to grab a Pantone book and double check that. So here we are with the Pantone solid coated color book right there. So now we're going to actually mix this. So we've pulled up the Matsui mixing system, and we've changed it to PC color. Now we also sell the RC color line. This is not an RC color system, this is the PC pigment system. So we're going to mix to the PC pigment system. Now Ryonet is developing an online version of this. This is a PC system right now that we're on. That's the only downside I would say to it, is that it's not online. We are developing, and we almost have done, an online version. In fact, if you see this video and you only have a Mac, you can actually email us and we'll send you a link. So now we're going to go in here and enter the Pantone number. So that's 7432. Scroll down to 7432. And then the ink amount. We're going to do this in grams. Okay, we're only mixing up a very small amount, so we're going to mix up 200 grams. It's equivalent to about half a pint. Then we come over here and click Get Formula. So this actually gives us the formula with the Matsui bases. Clear base, matte base, which is a whiter base, and then black, rubine, and yellow to create that color back there. Now we're going to change that up a little bit, and this is where it gets a little bit creative. Discharge is clear, but there's only one clear base. But you also have this pre-mixed white that we can use to supplement the matte base. So what we're going to do is, the more white you mix in to Discharge. Now the thing about Discharge you have to realize is that with Discharge you're going on a dark garment typically. And it only discharges out to the natural cotton color of the garment. So if you're going to mix this in a clear base, you're not going to get that color on the garment. What's going to happen is it's going to discharge out to a natural cotton color, which is not a bright white. These Pantone formulas are built to go on a white background. So what we're going to do is we're going to modify the formula a little bit to actually add more pigment into it, more white pigment into it. So we're actually going to take the Discharge base, and we're going to use some of it, and we're also going to use some of the white pigment. But to do that, we're going to compensate. So this is what we're going to do here. This is the formula that we're going to use, and we've been playing around with this formula, and in your shop you would have to play around with a formula that works. So first of all, we're going to add those two numbers up together. So 182, we're going to round up there. 182 because that's, our scale goes to 0.10, and that's rounding up. So 182 plus 15 is going to be 197. All right, and then there's our color concentrates. So we're going to do 20% white. All right, so 20% of 197 is 40 grams, roughly. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to put an empty quart container on here. We're going to zero that out. So that takes it to 0. Next, we're going to add our clear base in. So we're going 160 grams of the clear base and 37 grams of the white. So we're doing some on-the-spot changes here for us to get a little bit more opaque white base. Okay, that's slightly over 60. Then we're going to take this up with the white to 197. So the white is heavier. And you want to get the white pigments in the middle if possible. Okay, just over 197. So now we are going to change something up a little bit. And what we're going to change is we're actually going to go one shade darker in the Pantone book. So we're going to bump this up to 7433. And the reason we're going one shade darker is to compensate for this white pigment in here. So now we're going to come over here and change this to 7433 and then go to Get Formula. So that does change a few things up. We're down to 193 of our base. So we're actually going to take out a little bit of base here. There's some that came in here, so we're going to take out 2 grams of base. Excuse me, that's 195. Doing math in my head's not working out that great. Okay, there's 195. All right, and then we're going to add the rest of our colors, and we'll mix it around. So whenever you're mixing, you want to make sure that you're working with a clean spatula so you're not mixing in too much color. So we're going to clean that back off. And now we're going to our pigment concentrates. So we have a little bit of black, 0.32. I'm going to go ahead and zero this out now. I'm going to add 0.3, just a little bit. This is very lightweight, but very concentrated. There's 0.3. So you want to be very exact with the colors. Then we're going to go and zero it out again. Then with the Rubine red, not the Rhodamine, Rubine red, we're going to add 3.9. There's quite a lot of this color in there. All right, there's 3.9. And then with our yellow, 0.72. So we're going to do 0.7. Now obviously the more accurate your scale is, the more accurate your color ratio is going to be. All right, so that's our mixer in there, and now we're going to go ahead and mix it up. See how close we get. You got that, Gordon? So there we are, very close. And we're going to go ahead and measure the entire container. So we'll zero it out again. So our total measurement comes up to 198. What we're going to do here is we're going to add, I think I miscalculated what we're going to add just a little bit more white in. 2 more grams of white. Oh, there it is. No, 200 total. There we are. Make sure everything's mixed up good. Now, because this is a discharge, before we actually go to do the color swatch, we're going to do 4% agent on this one. And so 4% agent on 200 is 8. You can recommend 3 to, there we go, 3 to 5% of the agent. It does not have to be exact. We do have to mix that up very well. And with the thicker pigmented inks here, you want to make sure that the agent has enough time to activate before we test. So it's got to be mixed in and dissolved. The ink should bubble before testing. So we're just doing a test watch right now to see how it discharges out. Obviously this isn't screened. Screening it through the proper mesh will give us a much more accurate reading. That's our original color right there, and that's it on a black shirt. That was the shade darker. Obviously it's not what happened, that's why we bumped that up lighter. And then that's the screen right here to the print proof. So thanks for checking out the Round-It tutorial on Pantone color mixing with your Discharge, how to make some modifications on the fly using some white pigment so it gets closer on your dark garment and closer to your Pantone colors once it discharges out that very dark or black garment.
If you have any questions that you need answered, be sure and check out our Facebook page at facebook.ryanet.com. Who knows, maybe your question will be answered next in one of these videos. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.ryanet.com. Thanks for watching.